doesn't care. Because it doesn't matter how sad you are if you're still cooking, if you're still cleaning, if you're still sleeping with him, if you're still letting him use your car, letting him live with you rent-free. As long as you're not so sad, so disappointed, so brokenhearted, so devastated that you would actually leave him, some men don't care. His caption said her loyalty despite the pain is what love is. As long as you're willing to accept a tolerable level of permanent unhappiness, they are more than willing to put you through it. Your pleas and your tears don't faze a man like this because he knows you're not going anywhere. And as long as you're not willing to leave him, he's not willing to change. A good man and a man who loves you is not just going to stand by and watch you lose your spark. Not going to watch you become a shell of who you once used to be. He's going to encourage you to get your spark back. And whatever role he can play in helping you do that, he'll do it. A good man is not going to brag about how loyal you are, despite how many times he hurt you. What he's going to do is address the behavior, change the behavior, and ensure that it never happens again. Your happiness should matter to your partner. And if it doesn't, you've chosen the wrong partner.
Gives you to my women today, especially my young women, because the kitty y'all know now is not the kitty that I used to be. I used to be dumb, stupid, slow, dunce. Okay, not too much on yourself, kitty. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. The more you hold on to that man, the more you hurt yourself. You so consumed with that man that you can't even see that he's your struggle. And if you can't see that he's your struggle, that means that you can't listen to the people who are trying to warn you that he's your struggle. You show up and you show up, you do more and more just to prove your worth to this man, just for him to love you. You sacrifice a bit of yourself each time that you are trying to prove to this man that you are worthy of his love. You crying and begging, asking yourself why, questioning your worth, because your worth has now become dependent on how much attention and time this man gives you. And the time and attention that he gives you is limited to maybe some back and forth text, maybe some sex. And when this man gets his fix, he dips. You think that man don't know what it is that he doing? A man who's played the game for so long, he knows when he has a woman's worth in his hand. He is playing you like a puppet, baby. And you acting crazy won't make him love you better. You want this man to love and respect you when you don't love and respect yourself. You showing him he don't have to give you nothing because you'll give yourself scraps so he can give you scraps. That's some desperate shit. How do you have a fear of losing people when you are dealing with someone who is purposely inconsistent with you? The only consistency that he shows is being inconsistent with you. This man is showing you that he'll leave as he pleases, and there is nothing that you can do to make him stay. This does not mean that you are not good enough. You're just not good enough for him, and that is okay. He does not want you on a deeper level, and that is okay. This man may not be ready. He may have commitment issues. He still may be in his player phase. He may have other options, or simply he may just not want you, and that is okay. No one's gonna take you serious until you start taking yourself serious. And you chasing unavailable people tells everybody else that you take yourself as a joke. You chasing out of fear, and that is not okay. Whatever dream and vision you have created obviously is not the same vision that this man has. You all don't share the same vision. Get out of dreamland. He is not gonna wake up one day and say, hello world, I decided to be with this desperate woman who doesn't love herself. It sounds harsh, but it's the truth. Take that man off that pedestal. What Cole say? My ego gets stroked and I bruise him. I learned a long time ago from my uncles, from the OGs, that a man will commit when he is ready. Stop chasing that man. You're going to end up putting yourself in a position you don't want to be in, where this man finds a woman and he falls in love with her, he commits to her, and then you turn up to end up being the bitter ex-fling or the bitter baby mama. That label don't even sound right. Leave that man alone. Brought to you by a woman that used to be a dummy.
Sometimes we going to act like having multiple women ain't in a man's nature.
The wife is walking up. The wife is here.
Hold on, come here.
Now, I admire you as a wife because I am a wife. But I'm going to ask you, why is your husband coming up here asking that question?
He just wanted to know.
But when men say it's in their nature, when men speak on that, it's usually an excuse for their behaviors that they have. And they don't want to acknowledge that. And we're also listening to men who don't even possess the qualities or the character to be able to navigate that many women.
From a woman's perspective. From a woman's perspective, though.
They don't.
From a woman's perspective.
No, I'm speaking for the men who are usually having this conversation. The men online who are usually having this conversation are not the ones who even qualify to have multiple women to take care of them. when we talk, no, let me just say this real quick. When we talk about having multiple women, we are not talking about financial provision. We are talking about women. That means that you have the emotion, you have to have the emotional capacity, the emotional intelligence to deal with multiple women, different layers. When we talk about women in motherhood, this comes with different responsibilities, different needs and things like that. And most men don't have that. Most of the men who are speaking on this are selfish men who are simply just trying to have women for their own selfish needs.
Let me know if you do. The older I get, the more I value the easeful and reciprocal connections in my life. What I've realized this season is that I don't have the strength, the will, or the capacity to carry relationships that are hard, that are emotionally draining and tough. I don't have the bandwidth to walk on eggshells within my friendships. I don't have the brain space to think, do they even like me? I don't want to be in uncertain relationships anymore. The older I get, the more that becomes clear. I used to think that those tough to connect friendships were normal. And it was like a badge of honor if you were able to get in there with that person. But let me tell you something, that is not normal. It is draining to have to fight your way into a relationship. Go where you are wanted. I am staying close to people who are certain about me. I am staying close to people who I know like me. I am staying close to people who are easeful, who regulate my nervous system, who make me feel seen, safe, and supported like I do them. I don't have the capacity anymore to tiptoe through relationships, to beg people to talk, to chase. I just can't do it. I'm at this big age, y'all. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I spent a lot of years thinking like that was the way to do it. It is not the way. It is not the way. So in the season that I'm in, I am prioritizing easeful connections. I'm not sure who else feels this way.
You feel drained instead of fulfilled, it's not love. Toxic relationships aren't always just screaming and fighting. It can also be constant anxiety of second guessing yourself and the feeling of no matter what you do, it's never enough. This is something that you need to understand. A healthy relationship doesn't leave you exhausted. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel seen. It makes you feel supported. If you have to beg for respect from someone else or beg for communication or love, it's not love. Love isn't supposed to hurt. Love isn't supposed to be hard. If love is costing you your peace, it's too expensive. You need to know when to walk away. If love makes you
from narcissistic relationships, what victims of emotional abuse really need. Like what, bro? Healing from toxic relationships and abuse. You don't have to go. Hey, that's crazy, bro. I'm speechless. You're a bad man. 8 ways emotional abuse traumatizes you.
What's funny? If I saw that my partner who I've broken up with was looking up ways to survive emotional abuse, my first thought would be to look inward. Like, what did I do to make this person feel this way? But you got your homeboy together and y'all sat around and laughed about it. You probably invalidated her feelings while you were in the relationship. That's why you feel so comfortable doing it now that you guys have broken up. Other than thinking for even a millisecond, what if she's right about me? Why did I make her feel this way? How can I be a better human being, if not even for her, but for the next relationship I enter into? Why not just laugh about it and immediately just dismiss it as her being a girl and girls are emotional? You've come face to face with evidence that your actions or inactions during a relationship hurt a woman so bad that she's desperately seeking how she can heal, and you still think it's a joke. Now, I don't know why you guys broke up, but I have a clue.
Recovery from narcissistic relationships.